Thank you for joining me today. My name is Dr. Tim Liptrap. In this particular video, we are going to review the course syllabi for our online social media marketing class at Osnatuk Community College. At the end of the video, if you still have any questions in particular to the syllabi, feel free to reach out to me and I'll answer those to you individually. As you can see, I've pulled up our social media marketing course syllabi up on in the primary part of your screen. So let's get started and we'll talk about the syllabi and the direction we go and how it's used. The first thing is that you are taking a social media marketing online class. So some of you, for the first time, this is going to be a unique experience for you, but we're going to try to make it as easy and comfortable as possible. This course is cross-listed, one as a 208 and also as that's a marketing 208 and a communications 200. If you need to get a hold of me, my email is tliptrap@acc.com.edu. You can see it right there. If you do need to text me or call me, if you're texting me, please tell me who you are. I just have quite a number of students, so please just let me know who you are as you're texting me, and I'll answer questions. On my email policy, for the most part, I answer your emails within 24 hours. I'm on every day. Sometimes you and I might miss each other, though, as you might come on at 10 o'clock and I've shut off at 9:30. So one of those things is that give me 24 hours to respond. Also, if it is on a weekend or a holiday weekend, I do have a family, and sometimes I'm at their sporting events, academic events, whatnot. So I may not pick up emails on a Saturday. So let's talk about the course description. Basically, what we're looking at is all these new tools and how they've changed the landscape. We're going to use case studies. We're going to look at social media marketing, and we're going to look at how we can take that, what that is, and to create buzz and position the products and raise brand awareness. We're also going to look at the effectiveness of social media marketing as we go through. Part of this also is a very practical piece. You should be able to take what we learn in the class and either apply it to your everyday life of just being in social media, or you should be able to apply it back to a job or wherever your work is. So we're going to have 3 types of textbooks that we're going to use for this class. So let's get started. Let me show you the first textbook, and I'm going to end up moving move my screen a little bit here so you can see it. So the textbook it's a social media marketing textbook by Tutton. In that book right there, this is the Amazon version. You can get it for $50. You can rent it. You can buy it at the school store. I'm not even sure what they're pricing at the school store, but we are going to use this. So you will need to pick up this textbook. Now some of you who are watching this for the first time and saying, "Hey, I got to get to the bookstore and get this textbook." Yes, you do, but we won't be using it until the second week. So then we are going to use another website called Upwork. So this is, you can see it says Upwork, get more done with freelancers. This is Upwork.com. Where we're going to use this more for is for the testing that they have. They have a whole series of testing on social media, on search engine optimization, on different things that you are going to be asked to do for homework to get a baseline of where we are with the testing. Then we have a supplementary material. This is from Hootsuite. Now, Hootsuite is one of the larger companies in social media, and what they do is they do a lot of measuring. So part of the class is all about measuring. So I want to introduce you to the Hootsuite platform. I want to introduce you to how this works, but they also have a very detailed 6-session strategy training from A to Z on social media marketing. And so we're going to be going through that as a supplementary piece to our textbook. Now, the last two, Upwork and Hootsuite, are both free, and the textbook is the only piece that's going to cost you some money. If you live local to Osnatuk, you also might be able to find a copy of the textbook sitting inside the library. I asked them to put one on reserve. I'm not sure if that was done, but there should be one somewhere in the library. Okay, so let's get started talking about the course. Again, this is a 3-credit course. It looks and feels like any other 3-credit class that you would take on a college campus. You have work to do. Instead of you sitting in the classroom, you get to sit in the classroom at your schedule and watch the videos and watch the course as it unfolds. Similar to that of a classroom, you are asked to raise your hand and have discussion questions. We have that online as well. So it looks and feels like a regular class, but you're just taking it from the comfort of your home or the comfort of your job, wherever that might be, and on whatever device that you have. So we do use a lot of YouTube videos. I use TED videos, YouTube videos. Sometimes we use Flash Media. or we use Google Hangouts, you will need to be able to access those. And for the most part, every device can open those up now. So the course format, like we were saying earlier, it starts on Tuesday nights or Wednesday nights at 12:01 a.m. or Wednesday mornings. It ends on Tuesday night at midnight. So when you have homework due, it is generally due Tuesday night. But when you have discussions due, they are due twice a week. So we're going to talk about that, how that works as well. So we have the recommended order of work. You read through my instructions. You visit the course twice a week at minimum. You take a reading quiz. If we have one for that week, you do your homework. You answer discussion questions and whatnot. Okay. So part of this policy is that you need to. This is Blackboard Learning. That you should be prepared for this. If your computer, for whatever reason, goes down, you can always go to the college library. You can go somewhere else. You can use your friends, and you can access this. You can access this class on your phone as well. Now, as I scroll down, I'm looking at the academic credit hours and the semester hours of this particular course. As you're aware, since a 3-credit course is traditional on college campuses, it is a 15-week semester. So what we have to do is, this is per the federal laws and the accreditation, is that you essentially are sitting in a 2.5-hour class a week, plus, in theory, we're looking at 2 hours of homework for every credit that you take. So what I'm supposed to do is give you 2.5 hours of materials in the classroom, and in addition to that, another 6 hours of homework each week. Obviously, it depends on how quick you are, or how fast you are, or how slow you are, is how much time it actually takes you. So we look at a certain time period of the materials presented as we are building the courses, and also how much work is out there. So just keep in mind that even though it is an online class, it does not mean that there is less hours or less work that is due, as if you were in no difference than you sitting in my online class, my traditional class when I teach this. If you have any concerns about disabilities, or you feel that you're being discriminated against, there are some paragraphs in here and some policies, and that you can reach out to Cheryl Sear, and she can help you with that. Okay. So let's start talking about discussion posts. So each week we have discussion posts. It may be 1 discussion this week, it may be 5. So generally it's about 3 on this type of class. What happens is that I post the question. I ask you to come in and answer that. You answer the question, and there is a rubric that I'm looking for, and I'll show that to you. And this is how I grade you. You answer my discussion questions. Then that is done by Friday nights. Then by Tuesday night of the following week, you need to answer that. So it goes Friday, Tuesday. So you get the weekend to review somebody else's and then respond to one person. That's one person per discussion question. So if there's 4 questions out there, you have to answer 4 questions very thoughtfully. You put some time into it. Then you have to respond to 4 different people, 1 for each of those questions. Okay. So there will be a reading quiz, and those are generally about 20-25 questions based upon the textbook and some of the readings. There'll be homework that you have to do, and that's the normal things, and you'll know about that ahead of time. Then you also have, with that, and the homework includes case studies, and you'll see other things. The Hootsuite and the Upwork is included in the homework. Okay. So as you do your homework, I ask you to use APA-style writing. Obviously, we do not cheat, we do not plagiarize, and there are some processes in place if that happens to be the case. There is a midterm and final exam in this class. The midterm is on the first half of the chapter, first half of the semester, and the final exam is a comprehensive exam. So the final exam, almost getting towards the Christmas time period or the very last week of the semester, is a comprehensive final exam. There are case studies and presentations. There you have a case study that is due. You have 4 case studies that are due, and they're relatively simple. They're 5 to 7 pages each, not substantially deep, but enough to get you thinking. And we'll show you those. Those are based upon your company or your friend's company, your parents' company, in regards to their social media usage. And then there's a final presentation. Now, I just want to talk about this, and we'll get more into it as the class progresses, is that you have a final presentation that is due. It's a 5 to 7 minutes of presentation. But you have to give a video similar to this one on your project. So we'll talk about how that goes, and that gets presented to the class. Okay. So class participation. There is a whole grading thing about class participation. If you come to class and just kind of lurk and do nothing, you really don't get much class participation. But if you come to class at least 2 days a week and you respond on discussion questions on those 2 days, as you're actively part of the discussions that are going on and be a part of the class, then you get class participation points. If you click in and click out, I see all that stuff, and you do nothing, you don't get any participation points. And those do add up for the end of the semester. And that could be the difference between an A and an A minus, or an A minus and a B plus. So make sure that you do that, or if you're not doing so well, it could be the difference between a D and an F. So just make sure you understand that. This is how we're going to break down the class. There is reading quizzes, which is 15%, a midterm exam, which is 10, a final exam, which is 10. Class participation, which I was just talking about, is 5%. But discussion questions, homework, social media case studies 1 through 4 are all worth 15% of the class. So if you choose not to do any discussion questions, which you could choose, you just start off at an 85. Okay. In the final presentation, if you choose not to do it, it's 1 full letter grade. So that's how this kind of works. You can see how this breaks down. Okay, makeup policy. I understand life is going to hit you, and you're going to have family emergencies. You're going to get sick. You have school emergencies. You're stressed out. I get that. So I do accept late work. The only thing that we can't do is, because they're what they call synchronous, is these discussion questions. The discussion questions are the only thing that can't be made up. So if you are sick, you're ill, you've got issues, or whatever it might be happening in that particular week, send me an email so I know, and then we can go from there. Okay. So rewrites. If I send you back your paper for rewrite, and sometimes I do, please please rewrite it and get a better grade. I'm trying to make you a better writer at the end of the day. That's all we're doing. So we also have some other things here. Inclement weather, it's an online class. It shouldn't be an issue for inclement weather. Although if a hurricane hits or a massive snowstorm and power's out, then we have a different discussion. So add swap. If this is not the class that you want to take and you want to drop this class, by all means, you can do that. You go talk to your student service advisor and you can swap off into another one. Okay. So there is other things in here that you'll see: cheating, plagiarism, academic dishonesty. That's just not going to happen. And if it does, like I said, there's policies for this that we have to work through. Safeassign. This is the software that we use here in Blackboard. So we do run everything through Safeassign. All our assignments are there. I'm just making sure that you're using your APA format and doing everything correctly. Okay. Then on the back here, we have our course content. Here's your module. Everything's broken down in the modules 1 through 1 through 15. Modules 1 through 15 in this particular class. And then you have course content. This tells you what we're going to do. Then we're going to have, and I have homework and discussions. And now you will see homework is due, discussions are due, reading quiz, homework, discussions, reading quiz, homework, discussions. Then you're going to see case study number 1 due, case study number 2 due. So that's how this works. Again, if you have any questions, by all means, reach out to me. And on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see that it says there is a message button right here. You can reach out and you can just click that button and you can talk to me. My thought to you is, please do not click hit all when you are discussing your grades, or if you've got an issue that's just not working for you, please don't hit click, hit all those buttons. That way, sometimes things should be left quiet and personal versus involving the entire class. Again, if you have any questions, by all means, click the message button, and I'd like to see you in the class. Thanks for taking it. Welcome aboard.